Hi, love. Let's talk the mother wound today. The mother wound is something that, as much as there is in our culture truly a hierarchy of victimhood, it is the one thing that we all experience. If we experience it, it crosses economic status, it crosses, sexual orientation, it crosses whether you're black, white, brown, or red. Okay, the mother wound is something that affects us as a species when it affects us. So it's not one of those things, again, to be like, well, you don't understand because you're rich, so you don't know what it's like to be poor. You don't understand because you're white, you don't know what it's like to be black. That's not what this is about. This is about a collective awareness that even that sense of like, well, you don't understand because you're not this, separates us from our own wholeness. So this is not another way to separate us, those of us who have the mother wound, from somebody else who does not understand it, because the truth is, you and I are on the planet. We've chosen to come in, we've chosen to experience the mother wound, and we've chosen, you're probably watching this video right now only because you have chosen to actually heal the mother wound. And when you know how to heal the mother wound, you are gifted a foundation that other people who are born into that foundation very likely take for granted. But they're very blessed to have it, for sure. But I want to help you understand something about when you're trying to heal the mother wound and what the mother wound is, because we have to, everybody, as an intuitive life coach, everybody has a different, basically, alley that you have to walk them down in order for them to find their little sanctuary. And without going down that dark alley, they probably would just resist all of the roads to get them to that sanctuary. That's just how the human mind works. We want to stay in our mental structures. We want to stay in the identity that we have known. So to break the barrier is not easy. So I want to walk you down a little alley from the mother wound, because the other day in my class, somebody said, well, you just got to believe in yourself, to a girl who I know has the mother wound. And it is unfair to say that to somebody because, well, it's not unfair. It's true. But that's like trying to take a high road to someone who has the mother wound rather than walking them down the alley so they can see for themselves. And the alleyway for the mother wound, for the person who has the mother wound, in a society that's all heady, somebody with the mother wound in and of itself, she's all heady and he's all heady. All sorts of in his head. His body's probably lifted up, his energy body's probably lifted up above his actual feet, unless he's done enough work to really get on the earth. So to say, again, in a heady way, to somebody who thinks that they know everything intellectual, you got to just believe in yourself, that doesn't work. That doesn't work for somebody who has the mother wound and is still wounded by the mother wound. If you want to heal the mother wound, if you want to heal yourself from things that come with the mother wound, you got to have it from your guts. It's got to be a literal, guttural experience where you get pissed off enough to finally say, I'm done dying. And when that experience is on a cellular level, comes from your guts up, then your feet start to plant themselves on the earth. So let me just tell you a little bit about what the mother wound is. So if your mother, say she didn't want you, or she did want you, but actually a baby had died before you had come, and she's feeling terrible about loving you because she really misses her old baby, or even if you have a mother who's going to give you up for adoption. I have a student who said, the first day of class, he said, I know how to make money, but I'm so afraid I'm going to lose it. I don't know how to keep it. And then, we were talking about how he had a really good childhood. He doesn't really understand where this comes from. And then he said he was adopted at birth. No, duh. He's afraid to create, and he knows he can create something. He knows he can come into the world and be created, but he doesn't know that he can keep it because he was adopted at birth. He lost his mother. And the mother, she's the God from the beginning. She is the earth in which this being comes to life. And if God is looking down at us going, you're a piece of shit and I don't want you and you're worthless, which is what it feels like in utero to a child who's unwanted by that mother, and really she's just damaging herself. She thinks she's doing it to herself, but as you are now her offspring, she's doing it to you because you are herself. So you come into the earth feeling that. And then what happens, whether she reflects it or not, and most likely the truth is you're going to feel this reflection, especially if you're empathic. You're going to feel like, I don't know what I did wrong, but I don't know why I can't get your love. So at first we're going to comply. We're going to receive the projections that that kind of parent will put on us, because ultimately, if we're an unwanted child, we're going to be an object. Until they can connect with loving themselves enough to trust that they can provide for you, that they can love you, we're going to be seen as an object. So we'll take on all of those projections as the object. We'll be the screen. They'll be the light of the projection coming to the screen. And eventually, we will see that it's not normal enough to start to rebel. But either way, they're in control. Either way, we're codependent with their projection screen projecting onto us that which we think that we were supposed to be, or whatever. The point is, when you come into the worth unwanted, your energy body kind of lifts up. You can't get your feet on the ground. So your first chakra isn't stable. It has to do with money. It has to do with safety on the earth. It has to do with trust and security. So it's that sense of like, I am here. I am allowed to be here. I'm allowed to take up space. I'm worthy of being here. All of my needs will be met. So if you come into the planet and you are getting intermittent reinforcement from your parents, if you're feeling, especially as an empath, the vibrations of not being wanted by the people who are caring for you, it's not going to feel safe to be on the earth. So you're going to kind of exit the earth and you're going to be all in your head instead of in your feet. So that's why it's really important to take the alleyway of like finding something that's really, really passionate for you and planting your feet in it and getting pissed enough to actually create a charge from the inside of your body instead of from your head. Because anybody with a mother wound is already two up here. We got to get back here. So, in a way, we have to create adversity for ourselves that we actually know we can handle. So if you have a mother wound, you've been given a lot of adversity in your life, and you've never actually you've probably been projected upon that you're the insane one, or you had it like good, but you couldn't figure out why it didn't feel good, and that's very likely a mother wound thing. So if we get passionate enough about something that we trust that is worth our while, and we create adversity in our own lives to obtain that thing or whatever. And my very specific example was when I was 25, I was so pissed off about being sick and tired constantly that I bought a house. I knew it was an environmental issue. I bought a house by myself as a single mom. I didn't tell anybody because I knew that everybody was going to say, like, you're crazy. How are you going to do it on $28,000 a year with 2 kids and a $1,000 mortgage? And I created adversity that I was unwilling to settle for any fucking thing less at that time in my life, where I was like, dude, I'm going to die. If I stay in this situation, I'm going to die. And that stemmed from the mother wound. So nobody with the mother wound really trusts themselves to be a single mom at the age of 25 and go out and buy a house. But at that time, I was so pissed. I was so tired of it that I had literally no other choice. I gave myself no other choice. So I gave myself an adversity that I believed in, that I was passionate about, and I was in control of it. So if it went down, if the ship went down, it was going to be all me. And I was cool with that. I was okay to see myself at the depths of my despair, if that was to come, or the heights of my greatness, if that was to come. But either way, I already felt like I was worse off than the depths of my despair had I tried than not doing it at all. So we have to create adversity for ourselves that we believe in, first and foremost. Find what that is for you, whether it is like, I'm going to go create a school, I'm going to go run a mile. If you can't run a mile, create adversity for yourself that you feel charges you up enough, because the mother wound puts us in victimhood, straight up victimhood. So does, the ideas of separation. Okay, you're black, you're white, you're rich, you're poor, you don't understand. It's all victimhood, but the mother wound has a real serious vibration of victimhood. The difference between all of the other things and separation is that can literally be changed with the mind and the paradigm. That can be changed. If you are born black, if you're born very poor, if you are born very rich even, and separate yourself from poor people, whatever, all of the ways that we could separate ourselves. If you had a mother who supported you being on the planet, it is going to be much easier for you to create the reality that you want from the get-go. So all you'd have to do is go, no, white people love me. No, rich people love me. I fit in here. And the paradigm would be easy to change. But when you have the mother wound and you don't have all of your energy compact into your actual body, because you've been taught that you're not wanted here, then it's not going to be easy for you to create. So you might intellectually understand the law of attraction. You might intellectually understand pretty much everything, feel every body and everything. But until you get in the body in an embodied way, you're not going to be able to create on a three-dimensional reality that can reflect to you the heaven that you have come to know yourself in. And I promise you, it is possible. So the beautiful thing about the mother wound and the beautiful thing about epigenetics is that if you were born with a mother wound, it's a domino effect. And you are just one piece of the domino. And the great thing is, it can stop with you. And when you recreate yourself from the inside out on a DNA level, you are also recreating your mother and your grandmother and all those who have come before you with the mother wound. Their wounds will not be in vain by your life. You have the capacity to heal them. And they only wounded you because they were not healed. So if you're watching this, it's because on not even just a mental thought level, but on an epigenetic DNA level where there's no question of, will I ever go back to that vibration? Will I ever feel those things again? Because you have literally encoded a whole new light blueprint in your DNA where certain things are turned off, certain things are turned on. And when you have a baby, what you just turned off for the mother wound coming through is not going to be felt reverberating through your daughter, through your son, through your grandchildren, because you didn't take the time to stop it. So what I really want to say is, if you have the mother wound, it's not going to be enough for somebody to say, just believe in yourself, and I know that. What is going to be enough is for you to believe in something enough to be fucking pissed off about it and make something change, because it puts you inside of your body. It demands that you be here and you face something, even if you don't want to face it. But the great thing is you can control what you choose to face in this regard. And when you create adversity for yourself in that regard and you face it because you have chosen it and you understand, I'm going to be in a relationship with this particular adversity, whatever it is, whether it's jogging a mile, whether it's buying a house, I'm going to have a relationship with it. And I'm going to teach it as much as it teaches me. You're going to be in your guts, and your guts are going to be the place that you make moves from. And then you're going to start to be able to believe in yourself, because yourself is actually here inside of your body instead of like escaping somewhere else because the earth has felt inhabitable for you. So I hope this helps. I'm Stacy Hoch. I probably already said that, but I love you guys, and I want to see you plant your feet on the earth, and I want to see you remother your mothers, because as fucked up as it may feel, they deserve it. They deserve everything that you never got and that they never got. We all deserve it. And for us to change, it changes our daughters and our granddaughters and our, I shouldn't genderify, but whatever, you get my point. All right, bye.